Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am going to be unboxing something really special. As you can probably see right there, I just came back from the Apple store. I literally had to drive over 200 kilometers just to get this phone for launch day to unbox on the channel. But the moment is finally upon us. I will be unboxing the 14 Pro Max in the silver colorway. I got this one with 256 gigs of storage because I've always had 128 or lower and it's just not enough. And this is actually going to be my first white/silver phone in over 10 years. So that's a pretty big deal right there. I've always been getting space gray or product red, and this year I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get the silver watch and the silver phone. I'm hoping I really like this color because I was debating between this one and the deep purple. But without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox it. Alright, so here is the box. Pretty standard stuff. It's got an image of the 14 Pro Max with this kind of gradient style background, which is going to be the stock wallpaper for this particular model. On the bottom, we've got the Apple logo in silver, of course, and we've got the exact same logo on the top. On the side, it just says iPhone in silver. Same thing with the other side. Now let's take a look at the back. So iPhone 14 Pro Max, we've got the pull tab on the top, pull tab on the bottom. Now let's go ahead and open it up. All right, here we go. Oh, I thought it was going to be more of like an eggshell white, but this is actually like almost like a pearl white. That looks so clean. All right, so there it is. We've got the reflective Apple logo, the kind of like frosted glass on the back here. The cameras are huge on the phone. Like, look at how much they raise up. All of the cases that you're going to need for this phone are definitely going to have some pretty big edges along the camera in order to protect it while wearing a case. I will be reviewing a ton of different cases for the phone, so I'm curious to see what those lips are going to look like on the cases to protect those cameras. But these things are massive. We've got a huge upgrade this year with a 48 megapixel main camera. I will be testing out the camera in a separate video, but I will include a few images with the camera at the end of the video. But damn, this thing just looks really good. Super clean. I am definitely happy with the color choice this year and switching over to silver. And quickly, before we take the sticker off of the front of the screen, let's go ahead and look at what's inside of the box, because it's really not much. We just get a USB-C to lightning cable. Unfortunately, we don't get the charging brick again. I really wish Apple included the charging brick with the phones, especially because they're so expensive, but unfortunately they do not. Then we've got some paperwork. So inside we actually get the SIM ejector. So up here in Canada, we still have the SIM tray. So we've still got to use this little pin to eject it and put the new SIM inside. If you guys are living in the United States, they've actually removed the SIM tray completely and it's all eSIM. eSIM should be pretty simple to set up, but in Canada we've still got to use the physical SIM card. So there's that. Then we get some paperwork, and then we get some Apple stickers. Actually only one of them. So that's that. Now for the phone. Oh yeah, that 6.7-inch display. I absolutely love it. It is a pretty big phone, but I had the 13 Pro Max, so I'm kind of used to it at this point. It doesn't feel like too big by any means. It's just going to take a little bit of getting used to. Apple went with the stainless steel sides this year again, but unfortunately you can see it is a huge fingerprint magnet. I do plan on using my phone with a case though, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. But if you're someone that likes to rock the phone naked, you are definitely going to have some smudges along the edges there. But let's go ahead and set it up. So just hold on to the power button. The Apple logo is going to show up. There we go. All right, step 1, English. Select your country, Canada. And this part, basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my 13 Pro Max right beside it, and all of my data is going to transfer over. You can use an iCloud backup though if you don't have another phone, but putting the phones right beside each other is my favorite way because of how easy and fast it is. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so let's set up Face ID. So I'm just going to hit continue and then get started. And then I like this redesign of how to get Face ID set up here with the square. So this is me recording the video, so let's go ahead and do this. It's gonna look a little bit weird. I'll hit don't use Face ID with a mask because you don't have to wear one where I live anymore. And Face ID is set up, super easy. Now I was originally going to put my old phone right beside this phone to transfer everything, but because I'm filming the video with my old phone, I can't do it. I tried to do it and there was a pop-up and I couldn't record or anything, so we gotta do it the old-fashioned way, which is iCloud. So I'll hit restore from iCloud backup and then sign in. And then I've got the verification code sent to the phone that I'm currently recording with, so I'll type in the numbers right now. So 951-255. Terms and conditions, of course nobody's going to read those, so we'll hit agree. And the backup I'm going to be choosing is from today on my 13 Pro Max at 3:16 a.m. So I'm just going to click that. So I'm going to be transferring everything, of course, so my apps and data, settings, all of the good stuff. So I'll just go ahead and hit continue. Apple Pay, I'll set that up later, not on camera. I will share my iPhone analytics with Apple, so hit share. I'll also share my app analytics with developers. And Emergency SOS, which is a new feature where you can use satellites in order to get your message across, which is very, very cool. Hopefully I don't have to use it, but in case I get stranded or something, now I can use satellites to broadcast an emergency SOS, which is huge. And now it's just going to restore from iCloud. It should take roughly like 10 to 20 minutes, so we will pick up the video once the iCloud backup is done. Alright guys, so the iCloud backup is now done, and we can see my iOS 16 Iron Man background. I'll show you what the always on display looks like. So right there, the always on display is basically like a dimmed version of the regular screen like this. I absolutely love it because now I can see the time and not always have to just constantly click my phone to see it. It's just always going to be there, which is super, super handy. The numbers themselves are obviously a bit brighter than the background, but in order to preserve battery life, basically what the phone is going to do is bring the screen down to 1 hertz. So the 14 Pros will go up to 120 hertz, which is going to be super buttery smooth, but then when it goes into this dimmed always on display, it goes down to 1. So really, really cool. Let's go ahead and unlock it. Now I really want to try out Dynamic Island, which if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically going to be right around here where the oval is with the camera cutouts, and it's got a whole bunch of different animations for when you have apps open. For example, I've seen some people use the alarm. So let's say I want to make a 10-second timer, so I go ahead and hit start, and then you can actually see it goes right up to the top of the phone, which is really, really cool. And there's a whole bunch of different animations with this Dynamic Island, so let's go ahead and try some music. I'm not going to play the actual song, of course, because of copyright, but let's go ahead and click on this one. So I have the song playing, and then if I swipe up, you can see that the song goes to the top of the screen there. So that is really, really cool. You can see that it's playing by this little wave going on. And then if I want to open up the song itself through the music app, I just click on this little square and it brings me right back to the app. So the Dynamic Island is really, really cool. Really nice addition to the new phones. I'll try it with a podcast now. So we've got the Real AF podcast with Andy Frisella, one of my favorite podcasts of all time. Let's go ahead and click an episode. So I'll put the volume down again because this guy tends to swear a bit and has some music in his podcast. So let's say I'm listening to the podcast, I swipe up. You can actually do the same thing that we saw with the music app, so you can see with the little wave that it's currently playing, and then if you click the icon there, it brings you back to the podcast app. So far I'm really liking the always on display and the Dynamic Island. Another cool example is when you do stuff like a FaceTime call or just a regular call. So let's say I want to call my brother, and then I just swipe it up, you get this cool animation with the Dynamic Island here. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to combine with the applications that you're using just to have some cool animations at the top there. It's a really, really awesome idea that just makes the experience using an iPhone just a lot better by integrating the software and the hardware using that Dynamic Island. One thing that I will point out though is that the Dynamic Island is basically like a black oval at the top of the screen, but when you are in a setting that has a lot of light, like for example being outside or me with a ring light right beside me, you can actually see the two cutouts there. So on the left you can see almost like a little oval pill shape, and then on the right we just have the camera, which is a standard circle. So all of the leaks regarding the iPhone 14 Pros were technically correct because all of the leaks and renders and everything did look like that, but because of the Dynamic Island, that's what makes it look a little bit different. Apple is claiming that the display itself is actually 2 times brighter in the sun because the displays on the 14 Pros themselves themselves can get up to 2000 nits of peak brightness. So let's go ahead and test that out, because right now I would say it looks totally fine and my brightness is actually really low. So let's go ahead, toss it all the way up, and that is super bright. I would say it's slightly brighter than my 13 Pro Max, but not by like a whole lot, but it's definitely noticeable, although it's not a huge difference. The phone itself also has crash detection built into it, so if you ever get into an accident, God forbid, then the phone will realize this, and then a pop-up will show up asking you if you want to call emergency services. You can obviously decline, of course, but if you take too long to respond, it automatically will call. So a great little safety feature built into the phone too. But I gotta say, I am just really loving that always on display. That was a huge seller for me on the 14 Pro Max. So yeah guys, all of the apps are on my phone now. They're just slowly downloading. Overall, I'm really satisfied though with the always on display and the brightness of the phone. The dynamic island is really cool and innovative too. Now let's go ahead and try out the new 48 megapixel camera. So I've got the 13 Pro Max on the left and the 14 Pro Max on the right. And to be honest, I'm not noticing a huge difference, but Apple is saying that the 14 Pro Max has a 65% larger sensor, and with that 48 megapixel camera, we're supposed to be getting about 4 times the resolution in the images. Now personally, I do see a little bit of a difference there, but not as big as I was hoping. I didn't really have time to go out and take photos of different kinds of things. I really just went to the backyard and took some photos, so this could possibly look better in a different setting. But there are some details that you can see that the 14 Pro Max is getting that the 13 Pro Max does not. For example, in this photo, we get a little bit more detail when it comes to the clouds in the sky above my house. This was just a quick test, and I didn't expect to see a whole bunch of differences right off the bat, just simply in my backyard, so stay tuned for a full camera test. But to be honest, the camera comparison wasn't anything mind-blowing, but I will be testing the actual camera when I do my full review. But let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. Do you see a big difference between the two, or do they look very similar? Let me know down below. So guys, that's pretty much it for my initial unboxing, first impressions, and setup of the iPhone 14 Pro Max. I'm really happy with the phone. I gotta say, one of my favorite features, hands down, has to be the always on display. It is just such an awesome feature, like not even having to tap it to check the time or notifications. The camera quality, yes, it wasn't like substantially better. The battery life is also 1 hour better than the 13 Pro Max, so this one has 29 and the 13 Pro Max has 28. Not a huge difference, but you do get a little bit more battery with this phone. And this of course isn't going to be like a full-on review of the phone. I will be doing that once I've used it for maybe like a week or so. I just wanted to play around with a few things here and there just to kind of get a feel and let you guys know what my first impressions are of the 14 Pro Max. But yeah, overall I would say there's some pretty good upgrades with this, and I do think it is worth upgrading for. Always on display, a little bit better battery, a 48 megapixel camera, even though I didn't really notice a huge difference. You've got a better A16 Bionic chip, the dynamic island. Like, it is just a solid upgrade in my opinion, but I think my personal favorite has to be the always on display. So guys, that's it for this video. Like I said, there will be a full review coming in about a week's time. Right now though, I'm going to go and record another video today, which is my Apple Watch Series 8 unboxing, so stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the 14 Pro Max Silver unboxing. I had a ton of fun making the video, and I can't wait to post my full review. So yeah, stay tuned for the watch unboxing that will be coming out later today. Leave your comments down below of what you guys think about the 14 Pro Max and what's your favorite new feature. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Other than that, I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.